Fight on!
Yo everyone, what up? Welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve, and we're back in my parents' garage. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Neo-Geo 6-slot. Again, it's the Part 3 game review, and this time it's going to be Samurai Shodown. So Samurai Shodown is a game that came out in 1993. In Japan, it has a different title, which is neat. In North America, it's Samurai Shodown. In Japan, it's Samurai Spirits, which kind of makes a little more sense because once we play the game, you're going to see the character roster and how they pretty much embody more of a samurai-esque type of thing, because they don't really look like, they're not necessarily all samurais, but I guess they have that samurai spirit and valor. It's an interesting story because when you read the history of it, a lot of it's based on real characters in Japanese history, and the Sengoku period. It's related. It's not the same game. But, you know, there's another popular Neo-Geo series called the Sengoku series. Well, that was a time period in Japan. And characters in Samurai Shodown, like Jubei, who, if you know the Onimusha series, Onimusha 2, Jubei was in it. Well, he's a real character in Japanese folklore and history. And also Hanzo Hattori, which is the ninja, he's in it as well. The other guys I'm not sure, but those ones I know for sure. So that was neat. Now, it's really interesting when you read the history about these and what we kind of passed up or what we took for granted back when we were younger and this came out. So it's the same art designer as Art of Fighting that did, you know, some of the art of it, and you can kind of see it because they call it the Neo Zoom. In my Art of Fighting video I did before, I called like how they zoomed in and out on the characters. Well, when I read online, it's called the Neo Zoom. And again, when you go further away, there are smaller sprites, and then when they're closer, they're bigger. And I found that very interesting. This game had a lot of firsts. One thing is when some gameplay features is just say you do a dash, which again is very not known in fighting games. When you dash into an attack, well, if you both do it together, you'll have to mash the buttons really quick because they kind of jock for position back and forth. And whoever wins the button press, the opponent will lose the weapon, and then you can attack without them being able to attack with their weapon. And speaking about weapons, I never knew this before reading it. Samurai Shodown, if you think about, was historic in fighting games, and they're the first fighting game in history to bring weapon-based fighting that has a single weapon-based, like object or weapon. And that was, that opened a whole slew of subgenre in fighting games that are fighting weapon-based. So that was a huge accomplishment and a huge kind of discovery where that would be very popular. And of course, again, more games have done that in the past and still do today. Also, they were the first game to use animals or kind of familiars to help you. Like Nakaruba, for example, has her falcon. Genon, I can't remember now, he has a wolf. So you can use kind of assist, and they even have a referee in the background, and they have breakable environments. So if you just say break a lampshade, you'll get food. Or in the background in Charlotte's stage, there'll be a guy running and throws a bomb, throws coins for points, and also throws energy, which is really interesting and unique in the game. The the stereo on this is amazing, and you'll hear that in the gameplay. Like, I'm just listening to it and just hearing and appreciating the actual simplicity and how the surround sound. For an example of Hanzo's stage, the ninja stage, it's kind of like, it's in the hillside and it's like dawn, and there's like an old dojo in the back, like kind of beat down, and all you hear is a Japanese flute and wolves and like wind and the environment, which I think I would love, Street Fighter to have that, because I think it's always too complicated. Simplicity is better. Love that about Neo-Geo and SNK. They had the best. I love their backgrounds. It was simple. It was cool. It was relevant. And, a huge fan of that. So my memories about this was interesting. Now, I'm going to do a full Part 4 memories of the entire cabinet and other games that I had. But, this was, a game that I remember, you know, seeing it for AES again, the MV, you know, the AES, the home console. I saw it for, you know, versions, you know, to the home consoles like SNES and whatnot. SNES? Yeah, SNES. And I remember Hunda, a friend of mine, in the Amiibo video, he had in his room, you know, a big poster of Harumaru, which is like the main samurai guy, you know, with, you know, he's in like a, he's in like a, I guess water splashing is on rocks and just sitting there, and it shows the gameplay. So, you know, it was, he was on his poster when I was over so often. You know, I always looked at this game as, you know, this is another contender. Awesome game. That's, I mean, let's see if I'm missing anything. No, you know, that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything based on, you know, the gameplay is unique. Oh, the rage meter, that's another thing. This is neat. You have a rage meter, so once you start to get hit, you build up a rage meter, so then you can perform different attacks and stronger attacks, and they have kind of fatalities as well, believe it or not. Like if you go to, you know, with Charlotte and you go to, you know, the last hit, I'm not exactly sure how to do it. I'd have to play it a little more. I've forgotten that, you know, blood will spray like everywhere, and then, you know, your opponent will be dead and you'll just be sitting there in your pose. Very interesting. So it brought a lot of elements. It was groundbreaking. They had a lot of new features to fighting games, and it was very unique. So with that, what we're going to be doing is, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the gameplay. We're going to, you know, set you up, and let's play Samurai Shodown. Alright guys, so let's do this. So this is some gameplay of Samurai Shodown. Oh, just to let you know, I forgot to say in the intro, I paid the same that I paid for the Art of Fighting. So it was, what did I just say? It was like $42 or something? So it was around the same, around $42. Again, teaches you how to play. Let's get to it. Yeah, so remember I was saying that you get to actually fight, and then I can lose my weapon. Harumaru's my dude. Let's do it. Oh, the surround sound. I'm gonna shut up. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear the separation on the video, where the fire's in the background, and then yeah, amazing sound, man. Oh God, already. A little slower. Amazing sound effects. The referee. Oh shit. Crazy chanting, it's awesome. Ah. So there's the gold we said. Amazing sound. So this is where I get. Oh, come on. This is not good at all. See the guy in the back? They're throwing coins. Ah, I got caught. You notice very minimal music, atmospheric, sick detail in the smoking embers. Really cool wind pose. You just hear a lot of atmosphere, which you don't hear a lot on Capcom or, you know, other games. barely made it. This game's tough, man. To be honest, I forget a lot of the moves, too. I should have practiced before. Very cool character. Yeah, violent. Rip open the pillar. The computer's not stupid in these games. On the beta. Oh, I lost my rage. Yes. Big up. Risk it. This one you can't be throwing your super moves that much, man. They'll kill you. Sick sound effect. Oh, caught with a big one. Shit. Damn it. Oh, shit. They throw food. Oh, there's a fatality! Sick. Very realistic. Awesome, man. Cast shadows, the whole deal. Very, very cool. The body bag. I want to get to Hanzo's stage with the cool sound effects of just the wolf. She's tough. What? Wow. And the chandelier. Jesus. Got my ass whipped. try to get it. Let me try to get it. Gives you tips as well, which is cool. Let's try that again. I really want to beat her to get the Hanzo stage. There we go. Ah, too early. Should know better. See that bomb? There's hazards, which is neat. Yeah. With this game, you have to be a little more patient. With weapon? I never tried that before. Anyways. So guys, that's going to do it for the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Some, again, cool elements. I hope you guys really like that. But, you know, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks again for checking out Top Tier. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And if you're moving forward, again, we're going to hit the next one, which is Fatal Fury. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Other than that, thanks again for checking out Top Tier. Peace.